I go for refuge and to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye Joda Soge Chonanda Chancho Pardo Tani Gyabsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonamje Dola Benjire Sanye Dubara Isho Sanye Joda Soge Chonanda Chancho Pardo Tani Gyabsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonamje Yola Benjere Sanje Dubara Sho Sanje Choda Soge Chona Yasu Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonangi Yola Benjere Sanje Dubara Sho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum te sham dathagato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma prabhavam Hetum te sham dathagato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum te sham dathagato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation was taught by Greek. Okay, we are on, I think, page 15, verse 42d. Okay, the wisdom counters with the argument of investigating suchness. So now the self-grasping ignorance, what it views is that it views things as object real, so solid, independent from mind. So this is in with respect to the other four essentials. Say, where do you relate this to? Self-grasping, what I said is self-grasping ignorance views things as objectively real. So with the four essentials, where do you fit it? With which of the four essentials would match? First one, identify the object of negation. Yes. That to say that self-grasping ignorance is mistaken, we should be able to identify the object negation well. Object negation, intrinsic. Their self-grasping ignorance views things as objective real. So objective real things or intrinsic things is what self-grasping ignorance says. Now the wisdom is saying that this is your mistake. You cannot stay with the mind because that how you apprehend things it doesn't tell you the reality. I'll show you what the reality is. This is what the explanation of emptiness which we did before. So now we'll come here. The wisdom is telling the ignorance that things don't exist the way that you apprehend, and things exist in a very different way. So the wisdom says in return, searching for the donkey while riding it, that you remained here. That remained here by way of birth is antithetical to perception. Perception here means perception of the reality. What the reality is and what you said, these are very different. In reality, there's no coming, going, And there's no staying, there's no, the reality is very different. And what you say is that things are, so you have been here intrinsically since the time the mind exists. Sentient beings have been primordial Buddhas. Why? Why is that that you don't exist as the way you see things, the way you see yourself as object real? Is because that sentient beings, their true nature is so pure. The true nature is freed of self-grasping ignorance. It is not tainted by self-grasping ignorance. Sentient beings have been primordial Buddhas. Okay, so in this connection, there's some scholars, they say that all sentient beings, they are Buddhas. We're all Buddhas. And they say that the only thing that we don't identify, we feel identify ourselves as Buddhas. Otherwise, we're all Buddhas. I would say, but this is the contradicted, challenged by many scholars. We are not Buddhas. We're not Buddhas. We have the potential for Buddhahood. So this distinction is made, and I personally would say that there is not much difference. At the same time, if you say that we are Buddhas, then people differ in terms of their intelligence, their knowledge, their learning. So those people, who are not really exposed to all these teachings, then may think, oh, I'm a Buddha, right? Then they can do anything. Okay, so therefore, then they may think that whatever is wrong that they're doing is something, it's a divine activity. So these misconceptions can create a disaster in the community. So the better to say we are not Buddhas. We have the potential for the Buddhahood. We are not Buddhas. Okay, this is better. But we are, since they have been primordial Buddhas, doesn't mean that you are Buddhas. Meaning that since primordially true nature is so pure, Buddha means perfect purity. Since the time their mode of abiding, existed simultaneously with the mind. What is that? Purity, that true nature manifested, true nature existed with the mind since primordially. True nature is, what is that true nature like? Absolute purity. Absolute purity means without self-grasping ignorance. So self-grasping is the true sense in the true nature, on the level of true nature, self-grasping ignorance, you have not been with the mind. Because the mind has been absolutely pure in its true sense. Yet, this is obscured by temporary stains. And why don't we see that? It's because that temporary stains, the self-grasping ignorance, they obscure the true nature. For example, like the water of the Yamuna, which we discussed earlier. However dirty the water is, if you remove the dirt, the purity manifests. So this purity does not come from anywhere. Where did it come from? This purity came from where? Remove the dirt and the purity manifests. Where did it come from, Tim? It's always there. That's a true nature. So why it is not seen at the time before the stains are removed? Why it's not seen? Because this is temporarily obscured by the mental defilements. So yet this is obscured by temporary stains. Okay, next. You restored the earthen fireplace with dispute. You produced the latter degenerated home. So now the wisdom is telling the ignorance that you are thinking of what is long-term existent, primordial Buddha, primordially pure state. It's always there, and now you are saying that it is not there, and you come in the adventitious form. You come like the horn, coming as the temporary fireplace. So the earlier the self-grasping is telling the wisdom that this is what you're doing. Now wisdom is turn the table and tell the ignorance that you are this is exactly what you're doing. Who actually is with the mind all the time has been the primordial Buddha, absolute purity, the true nature has been there with it all the time. And you came as a adventitious stain. You are not the true, the custodian of this mind. Yes, next. While I'm here, 45 BCD, Anyone who knows why BCD, ABC, and so forth?
Number of lines. So, BCD 3 lines.
Why not the, okay.
A was the first line.
Okay. Okay. While I'm here, what will you take as a place? So while I'm here, while the wisdom is there with the person with the mind, what will you, the self-grasping ignorance, will take a place to stay as a base, as a stake in the ground? If you still stay, I'm staying. Then I will tell you that you cannot stay, because I will tell you what the reality is. If you still say I'm staying, when I investigate in this manner, do not argue against your own mistakes. So this is not a good translation. So from the reading the commentary, not the commentary, reading the translation, I could feel that the translator is the say somebody who's not used to the original language, Tibetan language. So these people from the Sakya, they from the Sara College, they are into the original Tibetan language. They're with the mixing with the Tibetans. So they should translate later on. Okay, so here they say, do not argue against your own mistake. This is the point is that when I investigate in this manner, then don't let your flaws come out. Okay, so this is how people say, right? Okay, I will see, how how flawless you are. Meaning that you have flaws. I will see. So if the person said, this is not my mistake, I don't have mistake, I will tell so first let me speak, and then you will see whether you have flaw or not. You're getting it? Okay, it says, do not let your flaws come out when I explain. Meaning that your flaws will invariably come out. So this is meaning, don't let your flaws come out when I speak. The wisdom is saying. Wisdom telling the self-grasping ignorance, don't let you said that, you have been always with this, you have been supporting and so forth, but this is the flaw, this is not true. Because that you have not been always with you have not been the true nature of the mind. True nature of mind is very different. And I'll explain what the true nature of mind is, and then let us see whether you are flawed or not flawed. So when I investigate in this manner, in the following manner, then let us see whether then let us see that your flaws come out. Okay. Do you understand what is said? Did you understand what is said? Okay, Simran, you are the best person. Tell us. Yes, 2 lines. When I investigate in this manner, they don't let your flaws come out.
Yeah, I think it means that so when somebody starts investigating, they ask questions, right? And
okay, let's say you personify yourself as the wisdom, and you're controlling to the self-grasping ignorance. Saying these 2 lines.
I'm investigating self-grasping, I'm asking questions.
Yes.
And then the mistakes are of course coming out, or the contradictions are coming out.
Yes.
And then you started, like
yes, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
okay.
You get confused. So it's like, I think that's what it means, that do not argue against your own mistakes. Like, oh, but I did this because
okay,
of that.
so they don't argue against your own mistakes. This is not a point. This is not a bad translation. So what I said is that if you can withstand your standpoint, then let me explain and see if you can withstand your standpoint without the flaws coming out. You understand it? Good, okay. So now, what is the explanation being given here? You remember when say group A, group B, group A look at the flower through, hey, group A? Group A? Hey, you're looking at the flower through? You forgot. Group B? Okay, very good. Group A looks at it through conventional analysis. Group B looks at it through ultimate analysis. So group A looks at it through conventional analysis. And how do you shift your perspective from the conventional analysis to ultimate analysis? Anyone? Okay, you should be the one to tell me.
The flow, sir.
Okay, go closer, go closer, go closer. Thank you, Venerable Yudunla. Go closer. Who taught this? Arya Nagarjuna taught it. So this morning, those who were present this morning for the session, the first morning session of 5:45. So there, the Arya Nagarjuna, we quoted Arya Nagarjuna, who taught in his text. Which text? Okay, which text? Which means in the morning, in the morning you are actually meditating. You are not listening to me. Where? Okay. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Where was it? Where was it taught? Which text? Precious Garland. Very good. Precious Garland. Thank you. So in the Precious Garland, so what is the ultimate analysis? How do we shift our mind from conventional analysis to ultimate analysis? The way Venerable Yudhishthira said, which you see well, the taught by Arya Nagarjuna, who said, anybody who can quote it? If the mirage were to be water. Okay, yes, this is Bendola. Say it.
If the mirage were to be water, then why not once closer by the mirage?
Wonderful. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? So likewise, if the person does exist objectively, why don't we see this person as we go closer to the object? Okay, so now that is, going closer is known as subjecting the object to ultimate analysis. Now Arya Nagarjuna is saying, if things exist the way self-grasping ignorance believes to be intrinsically real, then easy to analyze, easy to evaluate. Go closer and see if it exists. So now going closer, subject to ultimate analysis. The next, from the crown to the head down to the feet. The continuum of the collected aggregates is not you. Not you. Okay, this is what I mean. Not you. You here doesn't mean the. So we may think that you means self-grasping. It is not the self-grasping ignorance. So this is a Tibetan way of saying. In English, we say that. In English also, this word "you" is used very easily. For example, let's say that. I'm talking to the. Let's say I'm talking to the Bhumikaji. I'm talking to her, and I say that say in America, if you are the president, no, you're not referring to you. If anybody is a president, this is meaning. So you has this connotation. In Tibetan, it is ke. Ke doesn't mean better, not translated as you here. Because you here, because we have been using this word, pronoun, English linguist, is a pronoun you. Is a pronoun. Okay, so we use this word you to refer to the self-grasping ignorance already, so it can be confusing. So in Tibetan, it means ke. Ke can oftentimes refer to the self or the you part or the person, and sometimes it can also refer to, say, any object. For example, Mendo Chojin, ke takpa yimbata. Yes, Ninzila. Is it true? Yes. Ninzila, yes? True? Mendo Chojin, ke takpa yimbata. What's your answer? Huh? Mendo Chojin, ke takpa yimbata. Hey, Ninzila. You're getting it? Okay, so ke, this word usually refers to the you, but then it is not necessary always. So this is where when translating, we should be extremely careful to understand the nuances of how the word is used in the different contexts. So here is aggregation is not that referring to say whatever you are investigating, the self, the person. Same the person in whom the self-grasping ignorance resides. That person, you said that this person exists truly. That person exists objectively exists. But if you analyze it, Nowhere do you find this person existing objectively. You check it from the crown of the head down to the feet, and the continuum of the collected objects, meaning collection of the aggregates, plus continuum, nowhere you find that person. The collection is not. The collection also not that person. Okay, by the way, my question to you is, okay, what is a book? What is a book? Which page? This the cover is a book. The first page is the book. Second, third, you don't see the book. And some people say, all put them together as a book. Collection is the book. But here, the authors say, collection is not. So how do you reject it? Anyone? How do you reject the collection of the collection of these papers bound together? That is the book. How do you reject it? The author is saying that it is not. Anyone? This is a very serious discussion. Yes.
I will try, because it's also dependent on causes and conditions, and also on
Yes.
labeling of the mind.
Okay, no, that is according to you know, following Acharya Chandrakriti or Aranigarjuna. You're getting it, but self-grasping doesn't believe in Aranigarjuna. You cannot quote them. So the self-grasping says that Simran exists as the collection of the aggregates. That is Simran. So how do you reject it? Don't quote Aranigarjuna to self-grasping ignorance. So self-grasping, he said that even the Buddha cannot do anything. So Aranigarjuna cannot do anything. So how do you reject it? Anyone? Okay, there.
The collection, the parts of me are also not me, but they're also not me. So
No, this is not the question. The parts of you, the parts, collection of your parts is not the Himani. How not?
because I identify myself as self, but that doesn't exist.
Huh? You don't exist.
The self doesn't exist
Oh, you do not have breakfast.
independently. The breakfast.
No, who said it? I do not say independent. I said Himani is, I do not say the collection of the Himani's parts is independently Himani. I do not say that. I said collection of the Himani is Himani. What's the problem?
Because there are other things also meeting with
Like what?
other parts
Like what? No, this collection. I'm talking the collection. All everything included.
and everything else around it.
Around is not you. Don't say Atiti is you.
But at the same time, I cannot exist with anything.
No, that is dependency. Say, what is a book? Just bring this, don't bring the whole house. Right? What is a book? Just bring this small one. That's it. But it depends on the house. Yes, it depends on the house. Without the house, the rain can destroy, damage it. It depends. But what is a book? Don't bring the house. Only this book. So the collection of the parts is the book. Collection of the parts of the person is the person. How do you reject it? Anyone? Okay, Kizuna.
Maybe conventional truth and ultimate truth, we have to make the distinction.
Yes.
The collection of the pages is the book that is conventional truth.
Okay, is it conventional truth means? It's reality. So therefore the collection of the book, collection of the parts of the book, is a book. But the author is saying it's not. Okay,
Talking about the ultimate truth.
No, he's analyzing. Okay, so the Krishna is more in line with self-grasping ignorance. He approves self-grasping. Anyone? Yes, Petrina.
So if I take apart the book,
Yes.
it's a collection of books, and I take apart the cover.
Okay, or listen to the long-term philosophers
The cover, the pieces,
and take them apart.
take them all apart. So the collection, the parts are there, but I don't call that a book.
But the parts are there, collection of the parts is there, but there's not a book. Okay, now the opponent is saying it's not just a mere collection, but the collection in a special configuration. Right? A collection in a special configuration of the parts of the book. That is a book. How would you reject it?
Because it's constantly changing. The collection.
So you also not you? Simran is not Simran because Simran is constantly changing?
Yeah.
Oh, self-grasping ignorance will be very happy. Right? Okay. Anyone? Yeah, Chansamla. Okay. Okay, Ashwin.
Yes, I think if you go closer to each part of the book, like page 1, you reject this is not the book. Page 2, this is not.
No, the individually is not collection. Collection also said special configuration. Put them into special order. Okay. Okay. So let's listen to Omar, Oxford English.
The other one, we would have multiple. If it was the parts, then we would have multiple.
Okay, speak slowly. I cannot. Now you are deep into. Yes.
If it was the parts, then we would have multiple books.
Oh yeah, no. Individual parts is not individual parts. Then I agree with you. Then there are multiple parts, so there should be multiple books. Okay, let's listen to Kate.
If we talk about the parts, then
Not the parts.
parts.
Collection of the parts.
Collection of the parts. When would something become a book? Which
Yeah.
amount of the parts is necessary for it to become a book? Is the color enough? Is the number of pages enough? There is no way to say whether it's a book.
Okay, let's put it like this. Don't complicate me. Okay, let's say there's a collection of parts here. You see? There's a collection of parts here, and that too in a special configuration. Yes? That's simple. How do you reject it?
Would it be enough if I take the shape of the book out? Would it still be a book?
Until the conventional world says yes. They use the book without the cover.
Would a round book be possible?
Of course possible. Fancy books are there. Square, rectangular, round. Okay, let us now see the William is Shambhala.
Parts, but the collection is a book, is merely imputed.
Okay, collection per se is imputed, but the collection is collection of the parts. Is it a book?
Book is called a book, imputed based on the collection.
Yes. So the collection itself, is it a book or not?
It's not.
How?
The collection is all different parts, so not a book. But when in that configuration come grouped together, that becomes a book, and the book is called imputed by its collection.
Okay, so what Venerable is saying is actually said is quoted by Acharya Chandragupti, where he quoted the Buddha, saying that because the self is imputed based on the collection, therefore the collection is not the self. So what the Shambhala said is in line with the what's called still, so many of us still get little and not too sure. Mila.
I also think that collection of the books in a special configuration is a better place. And based on that, you impute the ideas of the book on top of it. So,
Okay, that's okay, but the question still remains. The collection of the parts of the book, how is it not a book?
it is not a book because, for example, like to line the dog, that is not a book. Only to line the dog, that is a book.
So even the book is not a book for the dog. So do you mean to say the book is not a book?
It's only through my lens that you can.
Yeah, so therefore the book is not a book. Because the collection of the book is not a book, because the dog doesn't say it's a book. So book is also not seen as a book by the dog, so the book is also not a book. So min is not min.
I am only meant only to you, for example, not to others who
Okay, so are you min or not?
yes.
Okay, for you, yes, otherwise you're not.
Yeah, to other beings and
Okay, so this is not to something. For you, this is to something. For otherwise, this is not to something.
for others who doesn't know about something, doesn't know the names of something.
So, which means it's not to something. This is not to something.
This is for something to all of us here.
Okay, so So when you go to buy a bread, Buddha said that I want a bread which is a bread for me.
Because that's convention.
Exactly that's what I'm saying. So conventionally speaking, are you men? Yes. Conventionally speaking, the collection of the book is a book.
Convention is speaking, yes.
Okay, yes, okay, yes. So conventional existence and existence is synonymous, you remember? So the collection of book, collection of possible book is a book, conventionally.
Yes, but it's
Which
not-
means it is book.
It's not basically convention.
So Mila has to join Saru College so that you can become an ocean star in Florida as a philosopher. Okay, let's listen to maybe the youngest one here. Here, yes. This is Mendola.
What I think is that a book has like many pages, and all this collection in a proper configuration is a book, right? But if we see the same book under a microscope, it's the same book in the same configuration, but we don't see the book, we see the bunch of atoms.
Which means?
Which means that the book is not there when we see it through a microscopic lens.
Okay, did you all hear what she said? Say it again.
So,
I'm looking for how to reject you. Yes, say it again. It's
So-
quite complicated.
right now, when we see a book, we see the cover and pages arranged in a proper order.
Yes, proper configuration.
But when we see the same book with the same configuration under a microscope, we don't see the book, we see a bunch of atoms.
So therefore,
There is no book.
so the book under the microscope, even the book is not visible.
It's not there.
So do you mean to say the book is also not a book? Because her father is a philosopher. Her father is a philosopher, so father told her there's a great discussion going on, I know that. So, but this is where I'm challenging you. So if simply because under the microscope you don't see the book and so therefore it's not a book, then the book should not be the book. The book also, if you do under the microscope, you don't see the book. Okay. Joshua.
I think if we subject the book to ultimate analysis,
Yes.
we do not see any of the atoms to have the shape or the characteristics of the book. So there is no special configuration when we subject to ultimate analysis.
So the flower, the book also is not a book because when such ultimate analysis book is also not there.
Not objectively.
Okay, so otherwise the book is a book. Otherwise the collection of the possible books is a book.
Based on imputation upon the basis of designation, yes.
Okay. Okay, now what do you do? So we don't get the satisfactory answer. Okay, Mitri, yes.
So even if you remove one of the pages,
Yes.
it's still a book. So
It's a
in
book.
that sense, it doesn't have to be in that configuration. It has to be
Okay, that's interesting. Jem, what do you think? Mitri says something. If you remove the first page, the collection is lost. But still it's a book. Right? So I may say,
like even if you remove my hand, I'm still.
yes, I understand it. So how do you think that what Mitri said makes sense? Presents? Well, my question to you is, what I would say, when you remove the first page, the original collection is gone. Original collection is a very beautiful book. Now you remove the first page, it becomes the less attractive book. Again, you create another collection of the book, collection of possible book, is not the original one. Because of which, the end of the book, less quality book, comes into existence. So therefore, the collection of the parts is also the still book. Because the collection changed, the book also changed. Earlier, it was a very good book. Now the book is a torn book.
The question is whether it's a book or not.
Yes, of course. So this is what I'm saying. So the collection of the parts of the book originally is a book, a good book. Now if you take the first part, the original collection is gone. Second collection is created. The second collection is again another book. That is, let's call it a book. It's still a book. So therefore, the collection of the book is the book. Collection of parts of the book is still a book.
Yeah, it may not
It's a book.
Good book.
Yeah, it's a book. So collection of books is a book. Collection of parts of the book is a book. You are not proving that collection of the book is not a book. Collection of parts is, you are saying collection of parts of the book is not a book, and now you are saying it's a book. It's still a book. You are saying it, right?
No.
Okay. Shabdashwar, you want to say something?
I think if you cognize this, whatever this.
Okay, what is the question?
Huh?
What is the question?
If the collection is the book or not.
I didn't say collection, I said something else.
You asked me?
Yes.
I agree.
I asked what?
Special configurations.
Collection of the parts of the book. You remain not just collection.
Yeah.
Just make it complete, others later you can keep saying.
So,
collection of the parts of the book is book, is what I'm saying. You are saying it's not. How not?
Because the collection of the parts is not necessarily the book.
Why not?
Because whether it is a book or not depends on whether it is cognized as a book. So it's in the mind.
So if it's not cognized by mind, then it's not a book.
Yes.
Okay. So
and at the functional, conventional level.
On the conventional level, in the Amazon forest, in the middle of the Amazon forest, where the illumination go there, so these are all ascent. These are all ascent. Because there is no mind seeing the trees.
If a person who knows what a book is looking at this collection of parts, then for them it is the book.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the collection of parts of the book is a book for somebody
who knows that this thing is a book.
No, it's not a book.
Yeah,
so you're saying it's a book. So the author is saying it's not a book. Author is saying the collection of the parts is not that particular object. Okay, go.
Depends. I mean, also it's a language, and we divide everything by language, right?
Okay, my question to you very simple. Collection of girls, the parts, 6 elements. Collection of that, is that girl or not?
No.
Why not?
Because if I look at each part, I have to look at each part, and it's not it.
Oh, so girl is not girl? God is not God. That's amazing. Okay, that's interesting. So God is not human being.
It's human being.
Are you human being?
Yes.
So human being is human being?
God is not human being. God is a name.
Oh, God is a name. That's interesting. So bread is a name. Bread is a name.
Bread?
Bread.
Bread is bread.
Bread is bread, God is God. Right? Bread is bread, God is God. Is it?
It's a language. It's a language.
Okay, God is a language.
Yeah.
Bread is a language.
Yes, it's God.
You cannot eat bread. You cannot eat language.
No, but we use language.
Yes.
To operate.
I agree. So the God is a language or is a person?
It's a name.
Which one? God. Bread is a name. Okay, you're thinking. This is very precious. So these analysis, you will have to think. When you see some connotation there, you will go in intelligence. This is so precious. You think. Collection of the parts of the person. Is it a person?
No.
No, how not?
I mean, I agree with those who would say It's something imputed over and above the collection. So I agree with Min's point about the dog doesn't see it as a book, but also say you had some super intelligent alien species come to the Earth who are more intelligent than us, they would still probably not see it as a book. So that suggests to me it's not a book.
Okay, so which means the even the laptop is not a laptop. Because the dog won't see the laptop as a
But
laptop.
not just that, I think the dog is not the best because it makes us think, oh, the dog might not be intelligent enough to see it. And even a more intelligent species than us might not see it as that object.
Okay, so which means Tim is more intelligent than the more intelligent person.
No.
Because you can see the laptop as a laptop, they don't see it. They are just focused person.
Well,
they don't even know that's a laptop. They are not the special intelligence. They are less intelligent.
The conventional groupings at each level.
Okay, so now what to do? Tinjana, what do you think? Collection of the parts of the book. Is it book or not? Oh, the author saying no. So after listening to the story of Ramayana, at the end of the story, he said, who is Ram? And Tinjana is saying, it is yes book. Okay, yes, Tinjana.
So I cannot deny the book.
You cannot deny the book. Yes, that's true. The author is also saying the book exists. It's a very tangible, solid object. Yes, but the collection of the parts of the books in the book. This is what the author is saying. So how do you defend it? This is better life.
It appears book, but if we separate each paper like in
Like what Benjamin said, then the book disappears.
It is still a collection, but it's not.
All is a collection, but a special configuration. Not that it is mere collection, but a special configuration of the collection of the parts of the book is a book. So when the parts are separated, it's not special collection. Special collection is gone. So this collection of the parts of the book in a special configuration, that is the book. Is it book or not? Special configuration of the parts of the book. Collection of the parts of the book.
Because if I line it up, the special configuration, it looks like a book from further away. But if I come closer by, that same thing doesn't look like a book. It doesn't have the appearance of a book. Like the image of His Holiness the Dalai Lama on that wall we come down from in McLeod. If you look at it from far, it looks like His Holiness. But if you come close, it's just dots. So even though it's a special configuration, it's still not. When you come closer, that image of His Holiness disappears.
Okay, did you hear what Venerable said? Okay, this is, I personally think that this is very helpful. Okay, so this girl, when she said that the special configuration and the electromagnetism and so forth, I was thinking that she's going to say like this. So maybe perhaps she must be saying like this, is it?
Right, when we go further, if you only add an atom,
Okay, so that is the ultimate analysis. Okay, so the okay, as Venerable Pitula said, let's say that the okay, this is something that there is this picture.
Help me down, coming from Kirti Monastery, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yes,
a picture
on
on
the
the
right
left
side.
side, just before
Right side.
you meet, come across His Holiness system, the
Yeah.
taxi stand
On the
on the hotel.
Okay, if there's somebody who you know in Venerable country today, you ask them to take a photograph of that and send it to me. Okay, this is a very important point. You're getting it? So this is the but the for me personally, that reasoning is very helpful. Okay, let me give an example. Let's say that the we're celebrating His Holiness the Dalai Lama's birthday, 90th birthday anniversary, and the Venerable Pitula I asked if you can have a big picture of His Holiness. And then Venerable said, we don't have a round body. So let's print one, a big one. And we need to have a master copy. And the master copy of the picture of His Holiness that we got is just a tiny picture. Tiny picture which is 1 inch by 1 inch. Made of, let's say, which is 200 dpis. What is dpis? Dots per inch. Dots per inch, which means that this picture is made of 200 dots vertically, horizontally 200 dots vertically. Total 40,000 dots. This picture, tiny picture, which is high quality, low quality, 200 dots per dpi. Very low quality. Very low quality. You can see this picture, this one. That's it. With 40,000 dots. 1 inch, just a square inch. And then this is the only master copy that we have. So I asked Venerable, please blow this up, develop it to 20 feet per 20 feet to celebrate His birth anniversary. Okay. Yes, this I got it from, I think, Singapore. Where did you get it from? Yes. Okay, this was slightly different.
They make this picture, and if we take closer, it becomes.
This was very creatively done.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can share with others if you're interested. Okay, so this is very interesting. So the concept is very similar to this. So let me explain, and then later you can get a copy of this. This is in fact I also need this copy. Okay. So let's say that this picture, which is made of 40,000 dots, one square, what is that? Inch square. Okay, so this Venerable picture I have it developed 20 feet by 20 feet. Huge. And then because of this, the dots. Nowadays systems are slightly different. System one is oftentimes the Geshes that we have usually they operate based on what's known as pixels. In the olden times they are the dots per inch. Dots. So with this, so we have 40,000 dots, and when you squeeze in 1 inch, you see a picture of His Holiness. Whereas split or blown out into 20 feet by 20 feet, the dots are separated by distance. You understand it? You can imagine that? Dots are separated by distance. Distance becomes huge. Then imagine that the developer, the photo developer, he did it very creatively that these dots are the faces of the demons. These dots are the faces of the demons. So like this photograph of His Holiness, actually made of the pictures of different people. There's no His Holiness, picture of the boys, girls, or whatever. Different people, put them together in a place like His Holiness's photograph. So now, just imagine that, and put this up a little, and from distance people will see that. 2 kilometers away, people see this as a picture of His Holiness with Dalai. So everybody, oh Your Holiness, long life His Holiness, they pray. But people nearby, this is just 40,000 demons. You get it? 40,000 demons' faces. Okay. From distance, people are so happy, folding their hands. Nearby, people are cursing. How come the Venerable Petula put demons' faces here? 40,000 demons' faces. Okay, so in these 40,000 demons' faces, they say, who's correct? Whose perception is correct? From distance, seeing the picture of His Holiness, and nearby seeing 40,000 demons' faces. Who's correct? Both are correct. Both correct means the configuration, there's no change in the configuration. Configuration remains the same. Yes. Configuration of the collection of the past remains the same. Yes. It remains the same, but one sees that there is Holiness picture, one sees there is a demon's faces. So if there's special configuration of that, we should not change. If that is the picture of His Holiness, then the person nearby should also see that as Holiness, because they are seeing the configuration. Special configuration they are seeing. And if the special configuration is the picture of His Holiness, they should be seeing the His Holiness, because they are seeing the special configuration. So they are not seeing His Holiness. So therefore this is not the special the configuration of the collection of paths is also not the object. Okay. Let's read the text. From the crown to the head and down to the feet, the continuum of the collected aggregates is not that person. The collection also is not, and also none of them individually. Individually, these parts are also not that person. All of these are not that person as well. All of them, put them together, is also not that person. You here means that whatever object analysis that is. I investigate also with the reasoning of, so from this analysis, we see that no way you see things as objectively real. Then I also do the same analysis, other analysis, with the help of reasoning of dependent origination. For example, like, say, the person doesn't exist objectively because she or he is dependent originated. With this reasoning, and remember that the reasoning of dependent origination is referred to as the king of the reasonings. King of the reasonings to establish emptiness. King, meaning that this is the most powerful reason to understand emptiness. Because all other reasonings, somehow they're connected with the reason of dependent origination. So the reason of dependent origination is the one which pervades to all the other reasonings to establish emptiness. I do the same investigation to see if the person or things exist objectively the way seen by self-grasping ignorance with the reason of dependent arising, which has been established extensively elsewhere. You see this reasoning in many other places. Next. The collection of parts, okay, we are on page, which page? Page 17. The collection of parts is also not you meaning that object, nor are they individually, and you refer to that object, are also not these parts, collection of the parts individually or the collection. The earlier and the now with the mind, earlier and the latter moments with the spirit of the mind. Earlier, the mind does not have the physical parts, it has temporal parts. Okay, it has temporal parts. So with temporal parts means the earlier and the later moments. Earlier and the later moments of mind are not that object. For example, we say, I'm very happy. My mind is very happy today. So this mind, it does not exist. It does not exist objectively because that you don't find this mind, I'm happy today mind, in the earlier moments of the mind or the later moments of the mind. Earlier and later moments of mind are not that mind, and that mind is also not them, both ways. Thus, the earlier and the later moments, and the earlier and the later moments, and lastly, the earlier and the later moments of the smallest moment. You keep going like this. For example, say, okay, today my mind is happy. Today is what? 24 hours. So 24 hours the mind is happy, which means the first hour mind, second hour mind, and so which is that mind known as the today's mind. First hour is not the, okay, let's say that, okay, let's put it like this. You say that, okay, Vidula says that we prepare for His Holiness's birthday celebration, and then she makes her work so hard, and no tea, no juice, no nothing. You work for 3 hours, 4 hours, and nobody can request them Vidula, right? Okay. Then you feel that, oh, you feel so tired, I'm not happy. And then you saw that door, then you see that behind you. From that door you can hear this sound. Like this sound. Which means somebody is there. Okay, just as we are here, not eating, not doing anything, we feel so unhappy, the person there also may be feeling unhappy. So then you ask, how are you? How are you doing? I, Tenzilla, am very unhappy. Okay, so, okay, you knock on the door and ask, how are you? Say it, others.
How are you?
Okay. I, no louder.
I am very
The
happy.
What did you hear?
I am very happy.
The person inside said, I'm very unhappy, you feel so sorry, right? And you open the door and ask, are you unhappy? No, I'm very happy. I said, just I. Oh, maybe this is you are the one who's very unhappy? No, I'm very happy. And you must go to Simran. I just said, where is unhappy? Where? And you, Kizuna? I just said, Re is mountain. I just said, Re, right? I'm present with the mountain in Dharamsala. Re. An. Right? What is the South Korean, North Korean? Boss? Huh?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un, not An.
I'm just like Korean.
Okay, so the Krishna said, An. Hey. Who said I'm unhappy? I'm very happy. Hey. And then only. I just said P. Who said? And then you start doubting. I undeniably heard somebody said, I'm unhappy. Am I hallucinating? Nobody said, I can trust all these people. I know them so well, they're very trustworthy. And nobody said, everybody saying they do not say I'm unhappy. But I undeniably unheard. I heard somebody saying I'm very unhappy. Okay, then you go to meet somebody who's very reliable. Who's that? And and who? Okay, so we go to meet this Ramdala, right? This Ramdala, please, can you help me? Please come. Am I hallucinating? What happened? I knocked the door and I asked, how are you? And somebody said, I'm very unhappy. When I got in, nobody said it. I learned that nobody said it. And it seems I'm hallucinating, right? Please come with me to see that whether I'm hallucinating or not. And okay, then she comes with you. Knock the door. Hey, ask.
How are you? I am very unhappy.
Did you hear somebody say, I'm very unhappy? Yes. Am I not hallucinating? No, you're not hallucinating. Yes, I heard it. That's true. Then you get in again, same thing. Nobody said, I am unhappy. You getting it? So, this is exactly how our mind works. When you're stressed, oh, I'm very unhappy, I'm stressed. What is happening is that there are 7 moments of the mind involved. I am very unhappy. 7 moments of the mind involved there. And these 7 moments, they don't arise simultaneously. You getting it? These are temporally in sequence. In temporal sequence. They don't arise together. You agree? Okay, so the first moment of the mind says, I, and then left. The remaining moment must say yet to come. Second moment of the mind comes, and end. The first moment is gone, remaining moment yet to come. And it just say end and left. Third moment comes, when, re, on, and the last moment comes, and before that all the other moments are gone. They are not with the last moment. Last moment said repeat and finish, it left. So no one single moment of the mind said, I am very unhappy. But just as you undeniably heard something, objectively there's nobody who said it, but subjectively you heard it. So I am very unhappy. The sound that you heard is a subjective real. It's not objective real. Objective, nobody said it. But subjectively you indirectly heard it. Undeniably you heard it. So therefore this is purely subjective. Likewise,
that you have the 7 moments of the mind in the mind sequentially, not at one time, together. It's just sequential. So if you go objectively, no single moment of this mind said, I'm very unhappy. But your mind put all these 7 moments together and you create an illusion that I am feeling very unhappy. This illusion, subjectively you create an illusion. So this is how we feel unhappy. Whereas if you really see that what I see is I'm feeling unhappy, it's not a state, it's just an illusion based on this tree, based on these 5, 7 moments. If you truly understand that, instantly the unease will dissolve. Instantly your unease will dissolve. Okay, this you can experiment it, but of course it will take a little time to get to this level of understanding where you think about it, and then this overall sense I am just dissolves. The moment it dissolves, this feeling of lightness should come to us. Okay, good. So if you go like this in the moments, earlier moments, later moments, within the earlier moments, again earlier, later. So it's all you can keep bringing like this. Earlier and the later moments of mind are not that, and that is also not these earlier and later moments of mind. Thus, earlier and later moments, and there, earlier also has earlier and later. Earlier has also again earlier, later. It's keep going like this. You will never find anything which is objectively there as a mind. Of the smallest moment of time, all of these are not that mind. Know that mind is these tiniest moments of minds. Okay, next. So, likewise, then you try to just keep splitting, deconstructing, keep splitting. Like for example, your hair, you split into more and more. And so when the hair tips are split 100,000 ways, and the nature of the mind. So, and the mind also split like you split the hair like this. Nature of the mind also, the mind also you keep splitting it. And it does not exist inherently in you. You will never find that particular object as inherently real. Then your faults are revealed. Then here you is self-grasping ignorance. Then your faults, self-grasping ignorance, your faults are revealed in ways that you said that I'm always there. Where is that you who always be here? You are just a mental, your mind. And this mind is not really real, it's just illusion. Beyond illusion, objective, there's nothing this. So therefore, what you said is not true. This is your fault. Your fault is revealed. The mistaken self-image of yours is destroyed. You think that I'm somebody, always with the mind. That is destroyed. Okay, next. The root of the mind is cut. Okay, the root of the mind is cut. This is saying that we have the feeling that the root, the foundation, the ground is that the mind exists truly. So in other words, root of the mind here means intrinsic mind. In your mind, the mind is intrinsically real. That's cut. Root of the mind meaning the mind which believes in the mind to be intrinsically real. That is cut. And the 3 poisons, because of that, okay, now look. Self-grasping ignorance is cut. The foundation iceberg melts. When the iceberg melts, what happens? What is stacked on the icebergs? Like? Hey, young man. What is stacked on icebergs? Icebergs self-grasping ignorance? Inappropriate attention. Afflictions. Contempt comes amazing. So all what is stacked on this, they're all crumbled down. Your misery is down. Okay, so the tree of the poisons fall. The Lord of all the mental afflictions is put to rest. Lord, meaning the ultimate root cause of all the mental afflictions is put to rest in the burial ground. The root of all afflictions is cut. All phenomenal afflictions and the like will never be generated. They will never ever rise again. The next. Okay, one sees one meaning. Okay, now this is about emptiness. So at that point, when you see the emptiness, what is the lie? One sees one meaning which pervades all phenomena is emptiness. So one meaning refers to emptiness, the mode of abiding, the mode of being, the actual mode of how things exist as empty reality. It has not been experienced that it exists. So this is not a good translation. Good translation because that okay. It can be translated, it has not been existing since primordially. Just experience is totally unrelated, because the Tibetan word is nyongwa. Nyongwa. The de nyongwa, ne nyongwa, yu nyongwa. Yu nyongwa means, it's not like nyongwa. Actually, nyongwa, in literal sense, it is experience. So that person literally translated. It is not a good translation. Nyongpa is experience, but here the ne nyongpa is that it never existed. It never existed. This is how it works. For example, say there are many in different languages. And different languages, there's some words individually they have their own meaning, but then when you put it in some other context, the meaning changes. For example, okay. So you know the story. Most of you know the story already. I'd like to share the story for the newcomers. Okay. We share the story and then we stop here. A monk teacher and a monk student. Okay, those who smile means you know the story. Okay, those who don't smile means you don't know the story. Okay. Omar, you know the story? Attachment. Okay, so the kid is reminding you? Okay, so there's a monk teacher and a monk student. And the monk teacher was from the old school. Old school meaning old time. Old time, older than me. Who did not have any access to emails. And the monk student is in the age 20s. And with the digital world, emails, all these things. As a monk student, learned that he has to always check with his teacher as to whether or not what to do, what not to do, and so forth. So this email becomes so vital. Everywhere you see the email, people using emails, and the student was wondering if he can use the monk, as a monk, can use emails. So he went to the teacher, sir, do the monks, other monks allowed to use emails? And the teacher had no idea what email is. So he has to say something. Teacher has to say something. So the safest thing to say is, okay, you can use email as long as there's no attachment. Right? So finally, why allowed, not allowed for the monks is because of attachment. So as long as you don't have attachment to email, it's fine, you can use the email. Right? You can use email as long as there's no attachment. Okay, how many of you use emails without attachment? You would never use email without attachment at all. Never. No emails, no attachment. Wow, this is amazing. So you have no desire for emails. Okay, no. It's the same word. It's the same word. How the teacher understood it and how the monk. So maybe he must be using emails without attachment at all. Right? Even if there are some important files to send, he does not send it. Because the teacher said no attachment with the emails. So the meaning of the attachment is very different. It's the same word, but meaning is different. For the teacher, the attachment means desire. For the student, the attachment means a file to be attached. It's a computer the vocabulary. So therefore, what I'm saying is that nyongwa, nyong, if you keep it as it is the experience. But when you say yu nyongwa means it never existed. As simple as that. Not be used too literally. Okay, one sees one meaning, the mode of abiding. It has not been existing since primordially. It does not exist in nature. It meaning intrinsic existence never existed in its true nature. It does not exist inherently from the beginning. One sees the actual phase of the mind. So, it is the great oxidation of the mode of abiding. Okay, so it is like, say, the oxidation. In Tibetan, it is santel. So it is more like, since primordially it is like a total free of the intrinsic reality. Okay, we'll stop here. Bodhisattva embrace.
Toge tuje shage sucho shege mito luge bonjo sege lugo abu jebe
Page 300.
Food offering please. We offer this food to the Buddhas, the teachers of unconditional love, on the basis of understanding the interpreted and positive converses. We offer this food to Dharma, the perfect teachings of Buddha, We offer these food as the perfect practitioners of this teaching. By the power of offering this food with three truths, may all sentient beings free from suffering of hunger, thirst, fear, and so forth, and eventually be led to full awakening, which is the highest state of happiness. Sangye Churan Songita, Songita De Sangita, Sangita Sangita, Sangita Bhakti Chita, Namah Nimba Sangita, Namah Shiva Chopahu. The Lord is the highest Sangha and concealed. By the power of the very being concealed, the result of the life concealed. I offer this food in concealed field of perfection. Kumbala me Sangye Boche, Kumbala me Nante Boche, Kumbala me Gekuri Boche, Kame Kunjo Sula Shivahu. The precious Buddha is Sublime Teacher, the precious Dharma is Sublime Perfection, the precious Dharma is Sublime Assistant. We offer these foods to reach the souls of refuge. I go for refuge to Jerusalem. I confess any activities impurely. I desire for joy to all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart.
So we need to get at 3:30.
Okay, the afternoon class is at 3:30, and this is going to be Nalanda Diploma course study. The topic is very much related to what we are doing here. And particularly I would say that it is very much relevant because that we don't get the chance to go into detail of some of the very important basic concepts. So this is going to be discussed today in the class. So this is going to be like the two classes happening at the same time. That is NDC and the retreat. So it's the same thing, but we come at 3:30. And then at 6 o'clock, there's another class, NMC2. So those who are from NMC2, you are here. But those who are not, if you're interested, you can join us. Okay. Keep the together.